Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Blame It on the Stars, where we give you an inside look to what's going on in the universe so you can blame your problems on the stars. It is Jade here.
And it's Kara.
And this week, Libra season begins. We'll be giving you an overview of everything that happens during Libra season so you know what you're getting into up front. But in case you missed it, last week we talked all about Mercury re-entering Virgo and the lunar eclipse in Pisces, which actually happened the week that this episode comes out. So if you want to know more about that, definitely check out last week's episode before diving into this one.
And just to give you a heads up, next week we will tell you everything you need to know about Venus in Scorpio and Mercury in Libra.
So of the transits during Libra season, the sun entering Libra happens this week. So we'll go into depth with the sun in Libra now, but all of the other upcoming transits, such as Venus entering Scorpio, Venus entering Sagittarius, Mercury entering Libra, Mercury entering Scorpio, the solar eclipse in Libra, the full moon in Aries, Jupiter retrograde, and Pluto retrograde ending. We'll tell you about them now so you know what to expect, but they will all have their own episodes with more information as those transits unfold in the weeks to come. And with that being said, let's dive into it. Libra season begins on September 22nd at 8:44 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is also known as the autumnal equinox, and per usual, the date and time are from the website astroseek.com. So how this affects you. When the sun enters the sign of Libra, we take on all of the Libra qualities. So for the next month or so, you'll be having more of a focus in your life on balance, relationships, all kinds of relationships, and finding fairness and equilibrium in all of those areas of your life.
What you can expect. With the sun in Libra, you will probably notice there's more of a focus on your social life and wanting things to feel peaceful around you. You might feel more cooperative, ready to smooth over any conflicts that might arise, and drawn to making your space feel more balanced and beautiful, whatever that means to you. This is a good time to redecorate and to indulge in things that bring about harmony and peace in your life.
Now, there are some key dates you're going to want to pay attention to. These are the aspects that the sun will make while it moves through Libra. The first is going to be on September 28th. The sun will be conjunct the south node and also opposite the north node. This can be a day where you're having a lot of realizations, whether it be from reconnecting to past versions of yourself or reviewing old memories, being nostalgic. There could be some insight that comes your way. You might rediscover some things about yourself by maybe revisiting or remembering what past versions of you were like.
And then on September 30th, the sun will be conjunct Mercury. This is known as a cazimi, and it's a time where your communication and thoughts are very clear and effortless. It's a great time to express your ideas and to have any meaningful conversations. You might feel more focused on this day and ready to tackle any tasks that require a lot of mental energy and focus.
And then on October 13th, the sun will be trine Jupiter. You might feel really optimistic or expansive on this day. This is definitely a day where you feel more willing to put yourself out there. You might also notice that there's a lot of opportunities for growth that are presenting themselves to you on this day.
And then on October 14th, the sun will be square Mars, which can bring about potential conflicts and a lot of heightened built up energy. You might feel more impatient on this day or easily frustrated, but it also will give you a chance to release that energy into productive action or physical activity. Just stay mindful of how you react to any challenges that come up on this day.
And then lastly, on October 22nd, the sun will square Pluto, which can be very intense, but at the same time, it can be quite transformative since Pluto is the planet of a rebirth and the sun is your identity, and squares create tension. There can be this desire to want to step into a new and improved version of yourself, but for some reason, you're having a hard time feeling ready for that or wanting to embrace change and transformation. Just something to be mindful on this day if there's any intense feelings coming up. Now, everything else we're about to mention will have their own episodes in the upcoming weeks, but we're still going to tell you about them now so you can prepare in advance. The next thing that happens during Libra season is Venus entering Scorpio on September 22nd at 10:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What you need to know: when Venus enters the sign of Scorpio, you might notice that there is a stronger desire to get to know people in your life on a much more deeper level. This can be a time when there's a lot of transformation happening in your relationships as you get to know people for who they truly are.
Something you should know is that Venus in Scorpio will bring more of a focus on trust, loyalty, and emotional depth. This is a good time for self-reflection and diving deep into your emotions while also building open and honest communication in your relationships, whether that be the relationship that you have with yourself, your family, or other people that you love and are close to in your life. This is a good time to face anything that comes up for you and to work on building trust with yourself and others by keeping the promises that you make.
And then the next thing that happens during Libra season is Mercury entering Libra. This will happen on September 26th at 4:09 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. How this affects you: when Mercury enters Libra, you'll find that your communication is more focused on finding harmony and thinking like a diplomat. So this is a time for balanced decision making, weighing the pros and cons, and seeking to improve your social interactions.
What you need to know: while Mercury's in Libra, you can expect there to be more of a focus on partnerships, legal matters, and negotiations. This is a good time to resolve conflicts and to foster mutual understanding and closeness with others. However, there will be some challenging aspects with Mercury square Mars and opposite Pluto. There also will be a conjunction to the South Node. These aspects can create tension or some conflicting energy. So just stay mindful and approach situations with patience and clarity.
The next thing that happens during Libra season is the solar eclipse in Libra on October 2nd at 2:49 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What you can expect is for there to be some new beginnings in regards to relationships, partnerships, or any area of your life where balance is needed, since eclipses can bring quite significant changes and shifts in your life. Just be prepared for some transformative experiences.
Something you might not know is that this eclipse foreshadows themes that are going to continue to be important and significant in your life for the next couple months, especially when it comes to Libra themes of harmony and balance. There also will be aspects to Mercury and Mars, which can lead to some feelings of frustration or wanting to speak up and advocate for yourself or others. So definitely be patient, as this is a time of a lot of change and potential growth.
The next thing that happens during Libra season is Jupiter stationing retrograde in the sign of Gemini on October 9th at 3:04 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. What you need to know is that Jupiter retrograde in Gemini can bring a period of reevaluating things like your beliefs, things that you have learned, or perspectives that you might have about the world. It's definitely a time to reflect on what you have learned.
How this affects you. With Jupiter retrograde in Gemini, you might find that you are revisiting past ideas, your education, or travel plans. This is a time to look within and trust your inner guidance. Use this as a period to reflect on your previous experiences and gain insight into a better understanding of where you are today.
The next thing that happens during Libra season is Pluto stationing direct in Capricorn on October 11th at 8:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Something you should know is that when Pluto is direct, the forward momentum comes back as it regards to transformation, as that's what Pluto rules over. It's a time to be embracing change.
What you can expect. With Pluto direct in Capricorn, you're going to experience more of a focus on your goals, career, and long-term ambitions. You might feel more determined as you push forward with your plans and continue to work towards your goals.
And then 2 days after Pluto stations direct in Capricorn, Mercury will enter Scorpio. This is on October 13th at 3:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. How this affects you. Mercury and Scorpio can really deepen your thinking and encourage you to explore what lies beneath the surface and have deeper conversations.
Something you might not know is that Mercury and Scorpio can make your thinking and communication more focused on investigation and discovery. So this makes it a good time to dive into researching any topics that you might be interested in and want to know more about. Use this energy to explore these topics and to make new discoveries.
A few days after Mercury enters Scorpio, we'll have the full moon in Aries. This is October 17th at 7:26 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. What you need to know is that the full moon in Aries will highlight themes of independence, courage, and taking initiative. It's a time where you might feel ready to take bold action and let go of what no longer serves you.
Something you should know is that this full moon can bring conflicts to the surface and push you to find a balance between standing up for yourself and working together with others. It's a good time to address any tensions that might arise and to seek compromise and cooperation with others.
And lastly, which happens on the same day as the full moon in Aries, Venus will enter Sagittarius. Again, that's October 17th, but at 3:29 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. How this affects you. Venus in Sagittarius will bring a strong desire for freedom, for adventure, for exploration, whether it just be broadening your horizon, seeking new experiences, and bringing that sense of adventure to your relationships as well, whether it just be trying new things together or learning something new.
What you need to know is that with Venus in Sagittarius, you can expect there to be more of an emphasis on learning and exploring new ideas. This is a good time to explore and to try out new experiences. However, do know that there's mostly difficult aspects. So there will be a square to Saturn and Neptune and an opposition to Jupiter. We will talk more about that later, but there will be some other things that are affecting this transit.
And that is it for this week's episode. Next week, we'll be talking all about Venus entering Scorpio and Mercury entering Libra. So if you want to know more about those two transits, wherever you are listening to the podcast, make sure you are subscribed with the notifications turned on so you don't miss when we post next week. But until then, that is all for now, and we'll see you all next Monday. Bye.